Hello everyone, it is Storm Ranger. Today, we're back to a brand new Fortnite video. In today's Fortnite video, we're going over how to win the brand new Wix Bounty LTM so you can get the brand new John Wick themed victory umbrella in Fortnite Season 9. After spending hours upon hours playing the Wix Bounty game mode, I believe that I have found the ideal strategy for how to win in this brand new LTM. And in this video, I'll be sharing this amazing strategy with you all so you can also get a win in this amazing LTM. But really quickly before we get into that, I'd like to remind you all that if this video helps you out in any way, shape, or form, make sure to leave a like rating. If we get at 250 likes for this video, that would be exceptional and that would just make my day. In addition, if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications. All you need to do is push that button in the bottom right hand corner of the video. Seriously, I have no idea how much subscribing would help me out. It's a dream of mine to become a YouTuber, and I appreciate each and every one of you who subscribes to the channel. And last but not least, if you want to support the channel one step further and want a chance to be shouted out in a future video, make sure to use code STORMS in the item shop, that is with an S. That way, you'll be supporting the channel every time you make a purchase in the Fortnite item shop. Thank you so much to everyone who's using my code. Here's a shout out to a few of you guys. If you want to have a chance to be featured in a future video, just use my code and let me know in the comments or on my Twitter at StormRangerJJ. Anyways, without further ado, let's get right into the video. Now, of course, if you want to win this LTM, it is vital to know how to play. So because of that, I'm going to take a few seconds to go over how to play this LTM. Now, the Wix Bounty LTM is a different variation of squads, where players must collect gold coins, which are known as Player's Bounty. In this game mode, a little over roughly 70 players will spawn, each with 4 bounty. Since each player has 3 lives, this equates to a total of 600 bounty per match. A squad can collect bounty when either one of its members kills an opponent, or when it finds bounty on the ground. But keep in mind, a squad can lose their bounty when a player who's part of that squad dies. Each player who's part of a squad has a different amount of bounty, depending on how much bounty they collected. And when any player on that squad dies, they lose the amount of bounty that they collected for their squad. If a squad manages to collect and have 500 bounty all at the same time, they will win the match. So now that you understand how to play the LTM, we can get into the strategy. So do you remember when I said that a squad can lose their bounty when a player dies? Well, that is vital for your strategy, because that means a squad can kill a bunch of opponents and have a bunch of bounty to show for it. However, the moment that one or more members of that squad die, then that squad will lose a significant portion of their bounty, causing for all their work to be for nothing. Now, because of this, it is not a good idea to try and enter as many fights as possible, as you will inevitably die and lose all of your bounty. Instead, it is smart to pick and choose your fights. Only fight opponents who you know will have a lot of bounty. Do not fight opponents in the early game, as I can guarantee you that they will not reward you very much bounty at all if you kill them. Instead, play the early game safe and save your lives for the end game when you will need them. In the early game, a single player will likely have 4 bounty, 8 or 12 if you're lucky. By no means will you find a player or even a squad with 100 plus bounty in the early game. And remember, you need 500 plus bounty to win the game. However, in the end game, it is not uncommon for a single player to have 80 plus or even 100 plus bounty, and for a single squad to have 300 or even 400 plus bounty. Killing one player in the end game who has 100 bounty is the equivalent of killing 20 players in the early game who have 4 bounty. So because of this, you definitely want to avoid dying in the early game. Make sure that your squad has plenty of loot and plenty of lives for the end game where your squad will need them. Now this was what me and my squad did in the game you can see on screen now. We played the early game safe, getting into only a few fights, and we saved our lives for the end game where we would need them. This allowed for us to kill the winning squad and then win the game. Now, when doing this, don't be intimidated if the opposing squad has 400 plus bounty when your squad only has around 100 bounty. The amount of bounty a team has does not matter as long as it isn't over 500, because that team can easily die and lose all of their bounty. In the game you can see on screen now, during the final minute, my team didn't even have 200 bounty, while the leading team was only a few bounty away from 500. However, that didn't matter, as we were easily able to eliminate a few members of that team and take their bounty. In under a minute, my team went from having less than 200 bounty to having well over 500 bounty, causing for us to win the game. Now, one thing you may be wondering is, how do I know which players have the most bounty? Well, in order to figure out which player has the most bounty, I recommend you use your map. On the map, it'll show the location of which team has the highest, second highest, and third highest bounties. I highly recommend you take advantage of this, and use this to find which team has the most bounty. But remember, one member of a team may not have very much bounty, while another member of the team may have a ton of bounty. Well, don't worry, because it is really easy to figure out which member of an opposing team has the most bounty. The icon on the map that follows the teams with the first, second, and third highest bounties will follow the member of the team which has the most bounty. At least that is what I believe. As you can see in the clip on screen now, I have the most bounty on the team, and the icon is following me. Because of this feature, you can use this icon to figure out which member of a team has the most bounty, and then direct your squad's attention onto that one player. No matter what their skill level is, without a doubt, they will have a significant amount of trouble taking on your squad when all 4 members of that squad are focused on them, especially if your squad has drum guns. One more thing that you can use this feature for is to tell if the leading squads are fighting or not. If the icons of 2 of the 3 leading squads are close together on the map, then chances are that those 2 teams are fighting. During the win my team had that I was talking about earlier, my squad saw on the map that the leading 2 teams were fighting, and we third-partied their fight. This third party allowed for us to win the game. If these 2 teams were not fighting each other, then I can guarantee you that our squad would have had some trouble taking on the leading team, and we possibly would not have won the match. And when trying to figure out this strategy, I had several attempts that ended in complete failure. And a large portion of these attempts ended so poorly because I had poor teammates. When I was playing this LTM, I was playing with my matchmaking on fill, meaning for many matches, I was stuck with random players, each who wanted to do their own thing. This caused for my team to be very divided the majority of the time, causing for myself and my teammates who were with me to die whenever we entered a fight. Differently, during the match that I won, my teammates stick together for the entirety of the match. Me or any of my teammates had no fear or trouble when entering a fight in that match, as we knew that our teammates were right by our side. Because of this, I highly recommend you stick together with your teammates when playing this LTM. If you stick with your teammates, you automatically have a large advantage against the majority of the opposing squads, as they are likely divided and consist of members who are far apart from each other. Ideally, when playing this LTM, you want to play with your friends, as you already know the skill level of your teammates when entering a match, and you will know that your teammates will be willing to stick by your side. However, if you're like me, then most of your friends probably have a shorter attention span than you, and quit Fortnite several months ago, forcing you to play on fill. Now, if this is the case, I'm sorry to say that you are going to need to be lucky. You will need to be lucky enough to have teammates that are actually decent at the game and will stick by your side. And of course, this might take a few rounds to find, but not all hope is lost. If you aren't in need of friends to play as LTM, you can always try and make friends in the comment section down below. And in order to help your comment be seen by others, I'll be hearting every comment that I see that consists of someone looking for a friend to play with. Anyways, that has been my ultimate strategy for how to win and get the amazing John Wick themed victory umbrella in the brand new Wick's Bounty LTM. If you follow my advice, you can easily win this brand new, really cool, yet really hard game mode. If you were to take away only one thing from this video, I think it should be to remember is that this game is not just about how many kills you can get in Fortnite, but instead, it is about strategy. A really good player could get 20 or 30 kills, yet they could still lose the game to a player who only got 2 or 3 kills, just because that player with 2 or 3 kills was able to third-party that person at the right time. While at first glance, this game mode does appear to be purely oriented on how good you are at shooting and how good you are at building, when you go more into depth about this game mode, you will learn that this game mode is centered around more strategy than anything. And as long as you take advantage of the strategy that I just showed you, you can have a large advantage against your opponents, and you can win in this brand new LTM. Anyways, I really hope that this video was able to help you all out, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. I spent hours upon hours making this video for you guys. If this video helped you out in any way, shape, or form, be sure to leave a like rating on this video. Remember, our like goal is 250 likes. We'll be supporting the video and the channel a ton. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications. Remember, all you need to do is push that button in the bottom right hand corner of the video. I post videos like this several times a week, which will help you get better and help you complete challenges in Fortnite Battle Royale. Also, feel free to follow me on Twitter, @StormRangerJJ. There you can get all the latest updates regarding Fortnite and the channel. Also, by far, it is the best way to get in touch with me. Whether you want to say hi, whether when you let me know something, that is the best way to go and do it. It's really hard for me to keep track of all the comments, but it's a lot easier for me to do it through Twitter. So if you want to get in touch with me, that is by far the best way to do it. And finally, don't forget that if you want to support the channel, make sure to use code STORMS in the item shop, that's with an S. That way you'll be supporting the channel every time you make a purchase in the item shop. Seriously, if you did that, you'd be supporting the channel a ton. Just thank you so much to every single one of you guys who are using my code. Anyways, with all that being said, that has been how to win the brand new Wick's Bounty LTM. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye!